This is EdCouch ELSA High School Working Environment Survey results. My name is Mauro Tijerina. I am a student at California Intercontinental University. This is GRC 605 Business Research Methodology and Quantitative Stats, Dr. Lu Ong, and this is March 10th, 2019. The agenda, we'll be talking about the purpose of this survey, the survey method we employed. We'll be talking about the mode, medium, and proportions, which were the recommended under the ordinal type of survey, and these give us a better understanding as to what the population believes regarding their working environment. The purpose. So, from this survey, I planned to learn about what the employees and supervisors at Couch Elsa High School believed about their working environment. The questionnaire was structured to gather meaningful data through the employment of a liquid item survey. We hope that the liquid item survey would foster significant data that could be analyzed and evaluated in our quest to better know and understand the way employees and supervisors felt about their working environments. Moreover, the survey included an open ended question at the end of the questionnaire, which was intended to provide the responders an opportunity for any comments or recommendations if they had any. The survey method, we employed a liquid item survey, and this illustration better helps us get a picture of what a liquid item survey should look like. If you look at the illustration, there's a repertoire of characteristics that identify liquid item. So the characters of liquid items, the look at the answers, they are arranged horizontally. The integers increase consecutively. More or less, the verbal labels are more or less evenly spaced in their word meanings, and the verbal labels have bounds that are equivalent of polar opposites and are symmetrically centered around a neutral middle. And the last one, the measurement of level of agreement and disagreement to the target statement. So this is how it should look, and this is what we employed when we surveyed our population here at Calchosa High School. Well, first we'll be looking at the median and the mode. So when we asked our employees the following or proposed the following statement, I get excited about going to work. Most of the employees um, felt, and if you take a look at this, they felt indifferent about it. And if you look at the top right, here we have our illustration to help us better understand the numbers. So, as a administrator, I would be concerned about this because if most of my employees are indifferent about it, then we need to do something to kind of get them excited about coming to work. So that's kind of what the my plan for next year will revolve around, coming up with ideas or focusing on something that I can do as an administrator to get my employees excited about coming to work. The following question was, or not question, but statement. I feel like completely involved in my work. On this one, most of the employees agreed or chose agree. So that's good because at least we're doing something good. The employees are involved. Now, as an administrator, I would want to focus on creating something or creating an atmosphere where they can actually be strongly or agree to or choose the strongly agree uh, choice next time I come up with a similar questionnaire, as you always want your employees to be strongly involved. And hopefully, as a future administrator, I would be working on this and try to get them to feel uh, strongly involved and get a better rating whenever it comes to this type of statement. On the next one, the statement was, "My coworkers and I have a good working relationship." It's also good. Talks that most of them chose for the mode and the median, um, which is really good. Uh, the, that means that they work along well. There is a very good horizontal alignment, and it's good. It's good to see this as an administrator because it reflects on the EOC scores, which are the end of the year testing results. You see it reflected now. If we can get them to have a five, it would be awesome. So for next year, that's what we would be working on, trying to get them to be develop a good rapport amongst the employees when it comes to their working relationships. The next one, communication between administration and employees is good in my organization. Now, this is an alarming one. If you look at the mode and the medium, it's two. What does that tell you? That there's currently no vertical alignment amongst the employees and the administration. There is, I mean, it is significant. The information is profound. They all rated a two. Two means they disagree. That's not true. So meaning the current statement is not true. So this would be alarming. It kind of gives me something to think about. What am I doing wrong as an administrator that most of my employees think that there is a lack of communication amongst the employees and the administration. Next one, the supervisors and I have a good working relationship. Well, when it comes to work, yeah, we do, but when it comes to communication, we don't. So going back to this one, there's a good working relationship. Most of them said, yeah, I agree. It's okay. I don't strongly agree, but yeah, we do have a working relationship, a good one. The next one, employees proactively identify future challenges and opportunities. The mode was that, yeah, most of them agree. The median was three. There might be, yeah, I agree. No, I do not. I'm pretty much indifferent about it. So, um, most of the time, from the literature around types of administration, I would concur that the type of administration that's here, and it's just based off, this has nothing to do with the median, the mode, it's just most literature review. It's probably run under a conventional leadership because conventional leadership kind of hinders creativity, and you see it reflected both on the average of the mode and the median. I mean, a three or four. So kind of in the middle. So want to kind of change it into a collegiate type of leadership where um, creativity is promoted, and thus this causes employees to proactively identify future challenges and opportunities, and it doesn't hinder their growth by promoting a conventional type of leadership. But again, this is just literature on the side. Now, when it comes to proportions, now this is awesome. The same questions. Now you see them as proportions. I get excited about going to work. Look at this one, guys. 32% of the responders said they were indifferent, and 32 said that they agree. So, when someone is indifferent about it, it's not good. It means that as an administrator, you want them to move to the far left on this. You see, it's kind of skewed left. Um, that's not good. From an administrative perspective, this is not good. It kind of gets me thinking. I need to do something about it. I feel completely involved in my work. Look at this one. I want to see kind of this. 48%. The proportion is 0.48%, would be like 48. Say they agree. So that's good. That's good. And you add the stronger agree. That's very good. That's if you combine the agree and the stronger agree. That's awesome. Proportions. My coworkers and I have a good working relationship. Again, like you saw it on the mode here, it's nothing different. Yeah, it's agree, stronger agree. 34% on stronger agree, and 39% on the agree, which is good. That means that they have a good thing going on amongst them, and that's good. That means that they're kind of there's rapport amongst them, so that's pretty good. The next one, communication between the administration and employees is good in my organization. This is alarming. We have a 37% that say that they disagree, and we have 16% they say that they strongly disagree. So when you add these, um, that's more than half of the people do not agree with this. So that's alarming. It's very bad. So we got to do something to change this. There is currently a gap between the communication among the employees and the administration. My supervisor and I have a good working relationship. This is good. If you can see, most of them agree. That's 41%. So, as an administrator, I would be okay if I saw this information. Nonetheless, what can we do to bring it up to the strongly agree? I want more strongly agree. As you can see, the bar graph skewed left. I want more people going into the strongly agree. So, coming summer, I would work on this. What can we do as administrators to bring this kind of bring responders to the strongly agree? So it kind of gives you something. Employees proactively identify future challenges and opportunities. Most of them said agreed, so that's very good. Nonetheless, are we falling into the conventional, collegiate, congenial type of leadership? Um, Maybe we would be falling under the conventional or congenial type of leadership, but for sure, I'm going to tell you we're not a collegiate type of school. And this is obviously, you guys don't know, it's based on what the responders said in this survey. The open-ended question. Now, this was awesome, as it gave the responders an opportunity to give their input as to what they thought. Um, was a problem or any recommendations that they felt were needed. And um, the responses were very telling. Usually, the survey was calculated from the Survey Monkey to take about a minute and a half, tops 2 minutes. But I had a repertoire of people. It was actually a good chunk of a minimum of 13 people that took a minimum of 8 minutes. So that kind of tells you that uh, they actually took their time to take this survey, which I'm thankful for. These were some of the responses that some of the responders gave on the open-ended um, uh, questionnaire. This one, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. The same topic of a survey was recently brought up as to why a climate survey had not been conducted on a more routine basis. There's a definite disconnect between admin and the teachers at this campus. I often hear of sudden decisions that are made without the input of teachers or department heads. Imperative decisions that can make or break a school year for a teacher. The term that is used to describe this school year is everyone is on their own island. Teachers do not feel supported by admin on their successes or expectations. It is a common denominator in our weekly communication with our core, basically with the department. The limited that is now without planning. Again, thank you for the opportunity. So, kind of with this answer, kind of makes us think about why certain responders feel the way they do. Uh, Being part of a committee um, that talks about repertoire ways that we can kind of move towards a more positive school environment. I would, from this answer, I would say that the gap now here is amongst the people that are part of this committee, including myself, that we're not kind of letting them know what we are working on. Usually, we go to these meetings and we talk about what we can do about fixing what the repertoire of issues that the school has, but we are not letting them know that we are working on it, and we're not as ambassadors of the school. Um, Giving them an opportunity to voice their opinions as to what we can work on, and then from there, us representing them in these meetings. So I think that for the next meeting, something I'm going to bring up, let them know that we are actually working on these things, as by us not letting them know that we are working on what we are working, it kind of makes it puts our administrators in a negative note, as they are indeed, they are working on things to fix the school. They are trying. I think it's just the communication is not there, and that includes myself. The next open-ended answer read: increase employee recognition, have clear consequences. Said when employees fail to do their job, arriving late, not turning in documents, leaving early, not requesting a sub in a timely manner, not being prepared for class daily, not making parent contacts, not being available for tutorials after school during or regular scheduled work hours, celebrate teacher accomplishments, recognize all the goods that happen in our halls, classroom buildings, support us, inform us, keep us aware of things that are changing, and set clear expectations and goals. Now, with this one, The expectations and the goals, they are set. Now we just need to communicate them to the teachers, because we do have clear expectations and goals. Probably the gap is that we are not involving them, or not necessarily involving, but we are not communicating effectively these goals and expectations. Support us. That's something that the administration can work on. We can work on this, and celebrating them. Again, too often as administrators, we tend to forget, or they tend to forget, that they were once teachers. So the teachers are literally the boots on the ground. They make things happen. So we gotta kind of work on celebrating their accomplishments. Being positive. Too often you see an administrator and you kind of it reflects like something negative, because too often, every time you see an administrator, it's for something negative. So we got to be able to work on this, where teachers see the administrators as something positive. Remember, as administrators, you're there to coach, mentor, guide the teachers. And as a future administrator or future supervisor, I planned to let them know that I'm there for them. You call it, when they failed, I believe as administrators we have failed to do our job, which is to lead them in the positive, in the right direction. And the last, obviously there were more than these open-ended, but these were captured most of what was said on these open-ended answers. The need to establish ownership of a vision from departmental to overall campus will definitely provide buy-in from staff. Micromanagement stifles an employee's drive to proceed forward with goals, vision. Administration needs to rely on staff's areas of expertise and make them feel they are part of the process, with things from curriculum to the master schedule. Lacking is mentorship and support from admin at times, which does not allow for professional growth or grooming of employees, especially new ones, to the professional. So this kind of brings back to the. I was reading another open question about the fact that employees feel like they are in an island by themselves. It's a sink or swim mentality. That's something we can work on. Again, involve them, and this is from literature, literature on types of leadership. Having the employees be involved either in the mission or in the goal and the vision of the school, it brings accountability. So I think it's something we can work on for the near future, next year school year. Also, the fact that um, certain types of leadership to hinder creativity, and it's expressed here, stifles an employee's drive to proceed forward. Why? Because anytime you kind of come up with an idea, it's kind of shut down. So therefore, for the near future, you're no longer involved, or you're no longer voice your opinions, or creative ideas. So it's something that administrators can work on to kind of move in the right direction. Remember, a happy teacher reflects on a student. When teachers are miserable, it reflects on the student's success. Remember, we're here for the students, but we got to remember, in order for the students to succeed, the teacher has to feel involved, has to feel appreciated. Again, not forgetting that the teachers are our boots on the ground. So below, you can find the link to my survey. Feel free to comment on it. Feel also free to comment on the comment section for this YouTube video. Also, I will be uploading this video to our classroom. Feel free to comment any questions, comments, concerns that you might have that can be helpful. I thank you for taking your time to see this review of my survey. You guys have an awesome American day.